Hashtag Crazy Cat here with you from the Barn Fest. So excited. I love the outdoors. You'll have to come visit. Here with my beautiful friend Jenna, who is one of the, if not the most joyful people I've ever met. I just took the most amazing program this last week, Dare to Be Me, and we did a Dare challenge where we were thinking about joy all week, and I just so enjoyed it and wanted to pop on and just have a chat with her so that all of my friends can get to know this lovely lady. And also for women over 18, she has an amazing page and group that's all about love and support. And I'll make sure that I put the link here so that way you guys can join and continue to be joyful. So, hey, welcome. Thank you so much for joining.
Hey, are you talking to me? I was like, I can't see comments. So are you talking to people jumping on live? Or are you talking to me?
Yeah, that's pretty.
You guys, this is my first time doing Zoom on Facebook, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So yes, thank you, Kat, so much. Crazy Cat. Do you guys not love that? Crazy Cat. Like it instantly makes your vibration go, yes, I want to be around you. So thank you so much for having me. When you reached out and said, hey, let's jump on and talk about all things joy, I said, yes, that is so perfect, because right now I think it's the perfect time to think about, what are we focusing on? There's so much going on in the world right now that honestly can make us feel really yucky. And one thing I've learned is that when you focus on the yuck and the frustrations, and I'll be honest, I got a lot of yuck going on in my life right now. I mean, most of us do, but what you focus on, you get more of. And so when she said, let's jump on and talk about joy, I was like, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. So thank you for having me, friend.
Of course. And I love what you were saying about what you focus on, you get more of. And when you were talking the other night, you were talking about how joy is a choice. So talk a little bit more about that, because there's some people who have been stuck at home. We might have lost our jobs. We're really stressed out. We're worried about the future. The news is extremely negative. So what's a hint that you have for everybody on remaining joyful, even when things around you may not feel so joyful?
Yes, I love that question. So first, I always love to talk with anybody that I'm working with, or even my family. I always ask the question of, what energy are you choosing to put out, and what energy are you choosing to take in, right? So right now the world is saying, okay, everybody, you need to be terrified, stay in your homes, wear your masks, like you're going to lose your jobs. Like they're trying to give you all this money because they're afraid that you're going to go bankrupt. Like everybody's in that fear mindset, right? So the energy that's spinning around us right now, everything that you hear, everything you turn on is this fear, scared type energy. And so what I realized was, it's very easy to step into that energy river, or I can choose to stay in the energy river that I'm creating, right? So for example, I don't watch the news. In my opinion, if there's something that's life or death and I need to know about it, I'm going to find out about it, because there's enough people watching the news or listening to alerts or things like that they're going to be like, hey, there's a zombie apocalypse, don't go outside. Like someone's going to tell me, right?
Yeah.
And so I try to stay away from the stuff that I know is going to pull me down. So think about, like, I'm sure every single one of you has a friend who is like that high energy, just makes you feel good and loved and accepted, and you just love being around them. And then you all have that one friend that always talks about everything that's not going right in their life and all of the things that they can't figure out. And it's like, even me just talking about it, you're like, oh yeah, that friend. And then you're like, oh yeah, that friend, right? You can literally feel that energy of your soul going, oh, that doesn't feel good. And so for me right now, it's choosing to feel good. And that's not always going to happen. And I get that. And when you have those sad days, cry it out, go, punch a bag if you need to, like do what you need to get that negative feeling out. But at the end of the day, you still get to choose that joy. So I don't watch the news. I do fun stuff. I get outside with my friends or my family, the people that I love and I care about that I'm quarantined with, right? Paint my nails pink. I do the things that make me feel good inside that I know I can control right now.
I love that. And there's some real good hints in there, not watching the news. My attitude just goes up staying out of the news. I let my grandparents watch it and they give me the boiled down version, and then go do something that you like. Like I like walking around the garden and looking at the flowers, and we all have, right? You paint your nails pink and whatever it is that makes you smile and puts joy in your soul, go do that. And it kind of will get you out. I don't know if you experience this, but when you get in that negative space, you can stay there. You can kind of become like you're in this wheel, right? So it just takes that initial like action of doing something that you like to stay in. It's just as easy to stay in a positive loop as it is a negative loop, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
get up
So
there in
true.
the positive loop and stay there.
Yes, I love it.
And a good way to do that is by number one, joining Jenna's page is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And then also she's got an exciting and awesome program coming up with just a couple of slots left. And based on what I experienced last week, I would highly recommend it. And it'll help us to get back to joy in this crazy time. So tell us about your course and how people find out more about it.
Yeah, for sure. So it's called the Create Joy course. And it honestly kind of developed, it was a total God download about a year ago. I suffered a really deep depression about 5 years ago. And then again, about 3 years ago, my daughter was born with a heart defect. She's had multiple open heart surgeries. Life just kind of dealt me a sour apple for a while, and it just really sucked. And I had to learn how to mold my mind and change my habits to allow me to choose that joy every day rather than choose to stay in bed and cry and hate life, right? Because it is a choice. You get to pick how you want to step into the world. And it was hard at first, but then it got a little easier and a little easier and a little easier. And this course, one day I was sitting down and I had all these different friends that were like, Jenna, your husband just lost his job. Jenna, you just moved away from your family. Your daughter has open heart surgery. How are you so happy? And I was like, how am I so happy? Like, really? How am I doing that? And so I just sat down and I said, okay, I have to help these people because there's so many people that are staying in that negative circle and are having such a hard time. And so that's where the course came from. And it's a 4-week program. And it is near and dear to my heart. I say it's my baby. That's not my baby. It's my joy baby. It's my other little baby girl. Because it's the foundation. It's the foundation that I still use today, 5 years later. Every single time I start to feel myself fall into that negative cycle, it's the 1, 2, 3 easy steps. And so one of the main components of the course is we step into your habits, because every human being has habits. Your habits either serve you or they don't serve you towards your highest good, right? And unfortunately, a lot of us are just doing habits because they're just there. We don't really understand, like, oh, well, why do I drink water every day? Like, why is that important to me? Or why do I choose 11 o'clock every single day? Does that serve me? So we really dive into what you're doing and what you're not doing and how to start creating the reality you want through kind of switching your brain into actually creating the reality that you desire and it's been on your heart. So I'm not going to go into all of the crazy details, but a couple of things is we're going to figure out what is your perfect day so you have a vision to work towards. We're going to figure out what your emotional patterns are that make you go from this joy and then go down to here in that negative cycle and stay and stay and stay. We're going to figure out why do you do that and how can we stop you from doing that or pull you out faster, right? Because we all have bad days, but if you can pull out faster, it makes it a lot less painful. We're going to find 30 things that bring you joy. So we talked about walking in the garden, right? Encouraging and loving other people, which is something Kat and I both love to do, right? Painting your nails. We find things that you can do that bring you joy that aren't dependent on other people. Right now, we're all looking for joy in our family members being happy or in having the job that we want or, things that are out of your control. But we really dived into like what makes you happy on a deep level. And then the last week we do time management because let's be real, I can give you all the things and then you're going to go, yeah, but I don't have the time. Girlfriend, you have the time. You have the time to live the life you want. And it's just a skill. The difference between the life you're living and the life you want is a skill set. It's a skill set and a choice. That's it. So that's what we do with the course. It's a community. We do it together. You get one-on-one coaching with me because I've seen so many people that they invest in themselves and they develop their mindset and they create the new habits, but they don't have a community that loves them and supports them because you need cheerleaders. every single one of us needs somebody that goes, girl, you got this. You're awesome. Yes. Go the next step. Everybody needs somebody like that in their corner. And that's what we do in the Create Joy community is we encourage and we love each other on a big, big level. So that's what it is. Open enrollment is open for another 24 hours. And then spots might be full. And we start next week. So I am just so unbelievably excited.
Ah, that just sounds amazing. And I know they're probably struggling trying to stay in a joyful space. And so I would definitely follow this lady. Her lives are so fun and so energizing. And check out the class. What do you have to lose, right? You're going to find out that joy is a choice and that it doesn't come from other people. It comes from inside when you understand the formula. So,
Yeah.
yay!
I love it, friend. You were just the best ever. The best ever. I just want to can social distancing be gone so we can all just jump through and hug
I
each
know.
other?
I'm long distance hugging everybody. Hey, it's appropriately distance. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I'll make sure that I put the links on here for everybody. If you're a friend of mine and you don't know Jenna, just let me know and I'll get you in touch. And just, that's it. Be joyful and go hug somebody.
All right. Love you guys. Thanks, Kat.
Bye.